Welcome to Alive on One. We like to play miniatures, and so do you. That's why you're listening. I'm here today. I'm keeping this, motherfuckers. I'm here today with, the usual guests. We got Nick.
Guest? What?
Well, host, my bad.
Yeah, come on.
Nick Shaw, Stephen Maddox.
I don't think we're ever letting you do the intro again.
Yeah, it's probably
Good.
not.
And with us today is our special guest, Jian.
Hey, folks. Happy to be here.
Awesome.
I think this might be his last time on after this
I wouldn't
intro.
blame him.
No, we got some crazy energy. This is the first time the three of us have recorded, I think, in, I don't know, recent memory.
Like 2 months, at least.
Really?
Oh, shit, you're actually right. That is kind of funny. All right.
Has it actually been 2 months since we've
I think
all
it
gone?
has.
I think it was like
My
mid-October.
It's what? Oh my god, it's December, isn't it?
It is. Happy December, Stephen.
Hooray.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. We've got some kind of crazy energy. Today, before we dive into our intro stuff, today we're talking about, we have an event coming up in Boston. We've mentioned it a lot, and it's full, unfortunately. But you can get on a wait list if you're still interested. Everwinter. Brian, our local TO, or he's more than local now because he runs Adepticon. Words, man, they're hard.
It's Brian. He's dad. Just call him dad.
Yeah, MCP dad.
Yeah,
So-
CBC dad.
He's hosting that. We've been posting a link. We will continue to do that below. But it is unfortunately full right now. But you can sign up and get on the wait list. But today we're going to be going over some of our list ideas, shooting the shit. Jian will tell us why we're all wrong and we should run different things.
No, never.
He'll tell us why Time Namor is the best Namor.
Oh, God.
It's definitely not true.
We're spending
Not
like
possible.
3 minutes on Namor and then we're moving on because fuck that guy.
That's a generous amount of time for Namor.
We're spending 3 seconds on him, motherfucker. Cool, yeah, but so that's coming up, and we decided we did want to maybe more seriously just talk about our list. This is, I don't know about you guys, I'll just throw this open. This is, and I think you mentioned this before too on the last episode, Stephen. This is like the biggest MCP tournament I think I've ever gone to. What about you, Jian, too? Because you've been to a lot.
Oh, well, I've been to WTC, and that was 210 players.
Oh,
So-
damn it.
But
That's
as
about
far
as big as it gets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Fancy.
But as far as the thing goes, this is definitely unprecedented numbers, I think, for a tournament in the Northeast. So I'm pretty hyped.
Same here. It's a lot of people. What's nice about this one too is through the community and whatever, we've all gotten to kind of know each other. So it's going to be like 40 people that kind of just know each other and dick around, which it'll be a blast.
Yeah.
I think. Cool. So without further ado, anybody, I haven't played since we played Jian on TTS. So anyone got some Alive on One stories?
I do. And it's learning why Hulk is still great.
Well,
Keep
go
Hulk
then.
great. So it was, I was playing attrition map, so I was playing like a hyper aggressive one where I bring Hulk in, and there was a Baron Mordo left on one, but my opponent still had brace up, and so I was like, how can I kill this guy by like throwing something into him? And so luckily for Hulk, he's got his, so was it Spender that has a trigger for a throw on it? So I attacked a Malekith, threw Malekith into Baron, and then that caused him to throw a break brace, caused him to expend brace, and then I was able to just spend 2 power and throw him into a different character and kill him. Because that's how you kill a level 1 character, is you throw stuff into him.
I mean, he could have dodged on 2. No, he couldn't have dodged on 2 dice.
Well, what I ended up throwing Baron Mordo into Ultron, so he just takes the 1 damage from collision.
Oh, okay. You were close enough to throw him. Yeah, that makes way more sense.
Yeah. So yeah, baited it out and then did it. And I was thinking about that play for a while. I was like, how do I get rid of his stupid brace in order to kill this character?
Brace, baby, brace.
What about you guys? Any of you guys ever play? Did you guys play games recently? And I'm sure Jen has, but I don't know about you, Nick.
I mean, you watched me play Carl a little bit, but I couldn't tell you if I had anybody alive on one. I don't remember.
That's right, you did. I don't think you did. No.
I don't think I did either. Like, it was pretty. They were either alive or they were dead.
That's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, Jian?
I was playing an M'Baku list recently, and as the M'Baku player, and I took Scott Summers, Cyclops, because his speed of sight is actually pretty dope. Like under that leadership, I think someone left Cyclops on a live on 1, in which case I was able to like hidden run and spender and also speed of sight like afterwards.
Nice.
And then immediately use Spirit of Wakanda to get him back up to 3 health again. So just sort of like really just putting screws in on
Heck
that.
yeah.
Yeah, no, he feels really good under that leadership. So we'll see if he continues to be part of that list.
I feel like the M'Baku leadership is slept on. I feel like it is a pretty good leadership.
I think it always has been, but like the Spirit of Wakanda advanced R&D thing just sort of like took over, like just brain rotted everybody. It's like, no, you got to do this. I was just like, there's a perfectly normal leadership over here you can play a normal mid-range game with, but everyone just kind of want to go for the 3-turn win at a certain time. So
that kind of happens a lot in MCP. I don't want to sidetrack too much because we got a lot to talk about, but I'm noticing, you fall into it. That happens a lot in every game, to be fair, not just MCP, but like the meta will fall into a certain pattern, and then it's almost like some certain things in factions are overlooked that would be decent. It's unfortunate sometimes, but it happens.
Yeah, I think that faction is definitely gonna be resurgence because I think TTS recently had their finals, and it was in a M'Baku-led team that actually won that. So I think people are going to start picking him up again and just seeing if that's some sandbox they want to play in.
Yeah. That's super cool. It says, actually, it is nice to see, since we're approaching the end of the year, that we're starting to, after some of the edits this year was, some of the rules changes and nerfs, or quote unquote nerfs, more like balances than nerfs, but we're starting to see less and less just like shells for Rhino. Because like I remember at this time last year, it was just like whatever Rhino was most efficient in did really well.
Well, just when it levels out, though, we're gonna get all new crises this year soon.
I know.
Within a couple months. So it'll get even crazier, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, it needs a shakeup. I think the game, the missions, the game's fun. They release enough characters where like it maintains that kind of fun aspect, but they definitely need to like change some of the missions. I'd like to see one that's kind of like speed based.
With cars
like
that you
wider.
can get into.
No, I love that one, but no, I'm talking more like not all in the middle, like center the action a little bit, because a lot of games end up being just like this middle duel still. I mean, not all of them, but you understand what I'm talking about. Like even the wide ones, like make them wider. I don't know, but
I think
we'll see.
Part of that is that extracts are more important than ever at the moment. So basically the extracts sort of dictate where the conflicts are going to be in this game.
Yeah.
So like you can have a D wide shape, but if all the extracts are on like 2 of the D points, that's really the only place that you actually see models on, I think, except if you have like, Red Skull Grunt or like a 2-threat person that can just sit somewhere,
Yeah.
So what you're telling me, they should make an extract that tells you just play a second secure. And so then you play 2 secures.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Oh no!
Like, I know you're making a joke, but
Weird.
I think that would be terrible.
Well, no, because then you'd get certain factions like then Criminal will be really good on that layout and less attrition-y faction. I don't know. It's something that I think that would. Whatever, fuck y'all. I'm going to bed.
Oh, good night.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So we spent 10 minutes talking about characters alive on 1.
Mm-hmm. Like we do.
Can we move on to comic catch up? I don't have any, so
You never have any.
Yeah, that always falls onto you, Nick. Let's be
It's
real.
always me. I'm going to start requiring you guys to read every week.
Yeah, fuck that.
Just going to send you reading lists.
Yeah, I'll burn them.
Wow.
I got plenty of going on in my life. I don't need homework for comics.
Well, then you better start reading. Oh, anyways. I picked up the complete collected edition of Ed Brubaker's Fatal, and that's been really good so far. That's what I've been mostly reading.
What is that even about? I don't even know what that is.
Very quick, basic concept is it's about a woman that is basically immortal, and crazy stuff happens with her.
Okay.
And it's Brubaker, and pretty much anything Brubaker writes is just gold.
Gotcha. What about you,
Oh,
Jen? Do you read comics at all?
No, I have a collection of Akira and Berserk comics on my shelf that I've been meaning to get to. I just haven't gotten to them yet. But at some point, I do want to actually like earnestly go through and sit down, and just have a good read.
Yeah. Monday.
Berserk's great. I love Berserk.
All right. Well, about hobby stuff. Steven, did you actually do any hobby stuff, or you just focus on school?
Yeah, I've been painting Hulk. So,
Ooh.
speaking of OG Hulk, I've been painting him up. I'm also working on Elektra, Agent Venom. I have this really cool alternative sculpt for Elektra that I got, where she kind of looks just like Daredevil, but Elektra. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working that one up. I've actually. So, yeah, for those who don't know, I'm in school again. During classes, I can like sit there, kill my camera, and paint while I listen. So it actually ends up working out. Painting wise, I can maintain like a decent hobby level, but when it comes to actually getting games in, it's more difficult. So
yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm a little jealous about that. That'd be really nice.
Yeah, when I used to work from home, however long ago that was, during all meetings, I'd kill my camera and just paint.
Oh, that would be my dream. I would love that somebody came in for an appointment for their pet, and I'm just sitting there painting a model. Like, hey, what's up?
Oh, hello, welcome to my office. Yeah, it's not all it's cracked up to be, but yeah, I did get a lot of painting done when I had that job. So
still nice. What about you, Nick? You paint anything?
Painted? No.
All right, cool.
I built Gotrek.
All right, that's something. I'll give you that.
The model.
Oh, the dwarf.
Yeah, the dwarf guy.
Yeah.
I finished up my Kiernoth Hunters for my Spearhead for Sylvaneth for Everwinter. They're all done and based up and things like that. And so now I don't know what I'll do. I'll do something. We'll see what I paint tomorrow. Usually Mondays is when I paint the most.
We could play TCS tomorrow.
Maybe.
Oh, wait. I have fucking finals. Never mind.
Oh, well, have fun with that. I don't.
I need a...
Jian, you been painting?
No, I've been sending out paint projects to people, though. So I have to drop off a package to some folks in Jersey. I have one great painter in Maine that I'm going to send some stuff to. And then I have some other stuff going out to other places as well. So once that's my table's cleared, I can actually summon the monsters and paint the scheme that I talked about last time.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. Life catch up.
Marvel Rivals is great. You should play it. It's free to play too, so there's like no reason why you shouldn't play it. And you play MCP already, so you should just play Marvel Rivals because it's really fun.
Are you talking? You're just talking to our listeners, huh?
I'm just talking to our listeners. Not anybody that wants to listen to me right now, because I've been playing that for like the past. I think it came out Saturday or something like that. I've been playing it the last 2 nights, and it's been really, really fun.
It's just MCP in real time.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
without turns.
Exactly. That's a good way of thinking about it, right?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. It's just real life
MCP. It's not the actual
MCP
game, but it's superheroes and villains just beating each other up with
it's
little missions.
Yeah. It's basically Overwatch, but with Marvel skins, is a good way to think about it. So it plays really fun. It plays really quick. It's really simple. There's like 33 characters in there. Steven, Magic's in there for you.
I know. I saw it.
Venom is a really good character, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was playing her a little bit earlier today. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, Venom was good.
Jen, do you play games at all? Video games? Not obviously you play games, you play MCP, but do you play video games at all?
Actually, I really just play fighting games. That's really my thing outside of MCP. So Tekken 8 is currently my jam at the moment.
Okay.
And occasionally I'll pop in Street Fighter. So waiting for the next Fatal Fury Mark of the Wolves, or City of the Wolves actually to come out. So like there's some pretty cool projects. I don't know. I don't have the reflexes for FPSs, and I just like that sort of side scrolling. You can see like what your characters are doing, and I don't want to really have to let a team down in case like I screw up really bad. So there's a little bit of anxiety that goes into it. I'll be honest here, but
yeah,
it looks really cool though. Like everyone on my other servers are like gushing about this game. It's really cool, and telling me that like Magic and Wanda are stupid busted for some reason.
Well, they're gonna make up for the MCP counterpart.
Yeah. Wanda, you don't even have to aim. She has like an auto aim attack basically. Yeah, it's just her magic auto. It goes for her main attack.
Awesome.
That seems cool.
Yeah, it's great for me, who's really bad at aiming. So it works out.
Cool. Yeah, I guess our life is video games today. So, I actually was playing Spider-Man 2 right before this. on PlayStation. So I thought I was a lot farther in the game. You have those moments you're like, oh, I've been playing this, for at least a couple hours. And then you look at your progress, it's like 2%.
There's a few arcs in that game. It's kind of wild, like where it escalates.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. I'm excited for that. So we'll see how far I get, though. I have this notorious, or I don't know if you call it notorious, but I have this like habit of playing about 5 hours of a game and then not playing it ever again.
I'm the same way, actually.
Well, good. I'm not alone. That's good to know.
Yeah, I drop games really fast.
Yeah, I really want a decent Lord of the Rings game. So I downloaded that really old one, Shadows of Mordor. We'll see how long that lasts too. So, but cool. So to get things out of the way and dive into our MCP topic, I think it's been at least a couple of weeks since we've talked about just straight crisis protocol. So, but before that, we've got just a few quick events. So we're talking about Everwinter today. That's coming up January 3rd through 5th in Boston. Link below. Try to get on the wait list. People probably will drop at least a little bit. So you might squeeze in there depending on how big the wait list gets. And then as our second TTS tournament's up and running today. Just first round just started. Our next one will be in at least 2 months because we do 2-week rounds. So around, February-ish. Look out for an announcement there. They're getting more popular. I think we have 34 players in this one. The last one was like 20. So, and Jian's entire team is like joined. So, and then even cooler kind of, in March, we're kind of pairing up with Brian and Midgard Games in Derry, New Hampshire to run a charity event to raise some money for leukemia. And I know, well, Nick, I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit more.
What are we talking about? Like
the leukemia
the event itself, or just leukemia?
Okay.
I'm not sure where you were going with it, to be honest.
Well, Nick has had some struggles in the past, so we're trying to raise some money. And this year, at least, we're going to be at Midgard in Derry to support leukemia research. Have you looked into specific foundations or
a few
organizations
here and there, but I haven't settled on one necessarily. Cool. So
that's
keep
fine.
Looking through it.
Yeah. I think you just have to let Brian know by a certain date. But anyways, that we'll be doing that. It's a really great cause. I've had even people that listen to us say they might drive up, from Maryland to come and support us. So really cool. At least this year it'll be at the store, Midgard Games in Derry. Really great store too. Probably the biggest paint selection I've ever seen at a game store. So
they have a good amount.
I would agree. Yeah, the hobby side of that store is actually incredible as far as basing, any sort of different needs you would just have. They just got it, I think, for the most part.
They carry my favorite basing company, or Gritty. Well, I don't know if anyone's seen my painting, but it's pretty gritty. And they have I love AK products. I know there's some controversy surrounding them, rightly so. But without getting into that, their weathering products are top notch. So that was just a plug. We're not sponsored by them. I just like their products. But
Steven, you can't just keep giving these out for free. You have to.
I know. Monetize. Yeah, we do not monetize on this podcast. Or we have not successfully monetized anything on this podcast. So, that being said, though, so come check that out. If you do have any questions and want to come down, I can give restaurant recommendations, hotel recommendations, and things. I'm from the area, so I grew up about 20 minutes away from where Midgard is. So just to email us at Alive on One and I'll get back to you. I'll be TOing that, so I'm not playing in that event. So I got to brush up on my rules. Anyways, so without further ado, we're going to discuss, Everwinter, 50-person tournament coming up in January. Really, really excited about this. Last year was a blast, an absolute blast. Brian gets a ton of prize support just for random stuff. So I can only imagine that with 50 people, it's going to be even better. But today, because, it's a big tournament, lots of people, the sweat's going to fly. So, we're gonna bathe in our own body fluids, so to speak. So,
oh man, that sounds gross.
It sounds
it
horrible.
was intentionally gross.
Classic Alive 1 phrasing. Let's go.
we have our own slogans, and most of them involve gross sweat stuff. So
You say we, but I think you refer more to you with those slogans.
No, you're incorporated this, Nick.
No,
You can't get away from it.
yeah. Now, okay. So here's for our listeners: if you see Nick, he will be there at Everwinter. You have to just walk up to him and be like, "You're the guy that's really fucking sweaty, eh?"
Yeah, super sweaty.
Okay. Back on topic. So we're going to run through and talk a little bit about our list here. What we're bringing, why we're bringing it, and then we're just going to pick apart why you would bring Namor. No, but more importantly, we're actually, we'll talk to each other and just have a dialogue around it. I don't think that, that seems fun.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So do you want to go first, Steven?
Yeah, I called dibs and going first.
All right. You got it.
So I wrote stuff down. I'm ready. So
cool.
Ready. All right, I'm going to monotonely talk out my list right now. I'm joking. So I'm getting back on Shield, obviously, because it's what I play. Especially at a big tournament like this. I got that fake number long shank rating I actually really care about, right? So that means I have to play Shield, and I can never not play Shield. That's not true. I just actually really like them. They've changed a lot recently, which is really fun. So since you have the Invaders leadership, you have your double reroll bubble stuff going on now. So real quick, my list. It's Age of Venom, Spectacular Spider-Man, both Furies, so Junior and Senior, Crimson Dynamo, Hulk, Namor with the Time Gem, Zemo 1, Invincible Iron Man, and Black Widow 1. Tactics cards are pretty standard tactics cards, nothing super crazy. My crises are Paranoia, Montesi, Demon Legacy, Virus, Gamma, Demons Downtown, and Sword Base. Sword Base I'm not really sure on. I think my crises are in big flux. The way I want to play Shield is still like the attrition kill people kind of play style and then score in the same time. The 15 that I've been playing, I stole from Vincent Kirchhoff. It's the Hulk, Time Gem, Namor, and Spectacular Spider-Man at 15, so it's kind of where my base is. That's why I have Sword Base in here, because it is a 15, and I do like that 15 a lot on Sword Base, because it's pay to flip, and it's kind of not down the middle, but when you have Time Namor, you can actually flip a lot of points really easily, I feel like. With his long move, you can jump all in between them, so I'm liking that playoff a lot. The only problem is it's like Avengers are out there, so I'm sure you guys will also talk about, oh crap, what the hell do I do against Avengers? Because goddamn, they're a boogeyman in the meta right now, it feels like, and I do feel like I can't quite beat them super well at 15.
When the fuck did that happen?
Did I say Avengers? I'm going to say Asgard.
Yeah, you said Avengers.
I was about to say,
what is going on?
What?
I was like, did I miss something really big?
Apparently,
I caught you. I was making sure you were listening, actually.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. And so things with my list that I need to still play out and test out would be if Invincible Iron Man in that old school like gunline list still plays with Helios Laser and Stark Armory. I don't think it does. And it was also something I was thinking about is also like, do I need to play E-maps as strongly as I used to? I don't know. Like, should I drop demons? I'm not really positive. I need to play around with it. And then if I do drop Iron Man, the pieces coming back in would be like, I like Mummy as a 3-threat. He's really durable. He feels like he's some webs tech where he has mystic attacks to kill people. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I also really kind of want to play Bucky 1 again. I used to play him all the time, and then when he got nerfed, I stopped playing him. But he's still good on hammers. If you have an extra dice on him, he'll get that trigger more often for the rapid fire. And then with the reroll bubble, I feel like it's there as well. So I think I need to bring that back and then have the option to go wide shield still.
Steven, I know this is controversial, but my little input I have into Shield, I know Jian can probably speak more to them, but I do think if we only played one game, we might have to play more than one to try this out. But I really liked the double reroll bubble Scoundrels Shield. I thought that played really well, actually.
I do too, but I think the problem is that there's other factions that can do it better than me.
That's true.
And then, if I play into it, that's where I play at, and it's not a huge deal. But I do feel like there's other criminals for existence. Yeah,
for
webs
example, are good on that too.
Webs and stuff. I just feel like there's other attrition lists that can beat me at it, which is why sword base I'm a little hesitant about, but I know that Asgard's weakened to sword, so I felt pretty good bringing it.
Yeah. I mean, you also have displacement pieces with Hulk and Spectacular, right, for that.
Exactly.
So it's like not uncommon to have Spectacular Spider-Man double impact webbing somebody, then like web swing to a point and like try to flip it over, and that's a perfectly reasonable like turn for Spectacular, for instance.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, because I like to also with that time Namor is best Namor, because that extra power is a huge deal because it turns your charge on every single turn, but it also lets me do more sit rep plays right off the bat, which is really nice. So you can go with Namor, sit rep, Hulk up. He's right in range of the midline, so he can actually gamma leap and double punch the midline really well. So it just lets you be like hyper aggressive with that turn one play.
Yeah, and also the Wave of Turtles like portion of his arm is the deep spender. It does allow you to interact with the sword points more ways than you may think, and that can get you maybe. If you're in the inside of between two close sword points, does a short move like get you from one to the other?
Oh man, I have to measure that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because I'm wondering if you can Wave of Turtles one, get that short move, and then like try to flip the other one, and that'd be pretty dope.
Dude, just talking about this guy's fucking rules, man. Like wave the turtles. Oh my god. Swarm of crabs. That's like something I would say. Oh yeah, I got the swarm of crabs this morning.
Hey, he's still the best model in the game. That's not true. He's actually just a really good piece.
Bill's probably still the best model in the game if we're going there. But.
Bill's way down. You don't see Bill that much anymore. I don't know, Jim. What do you think? Do you think Bill is still like hyper like in the meta and super good, or do you think he's fallen off since?
I think Bill has a particular job now, so he's not like the take every list. But if you need like a potato that can just throw anybody, like he's pretty solid about that. It's weird also that him and Namor have sort of an interesting mutual assured destruction because like Namor doesn't care about his DR, but also like Bill has a 2-cost spender that kind of wrecks Namor's day as well
because he flies.
Because he's a flyer, yeah. So like it's an interesting spot that he's in right now.
They're just good against each other.
They're made for one another.
But Bill also currently has the Brothers in Arms play if you really want to commit to the Thor 2.
Yeah.
He's still good. Like he's not bad by any means. He's still really good, but I just don't think he's like as impressive. I'm hoping to not play him every single round at Everwinter this year.
Probably won't this year, to be fair. So
fingers crossed.
Asgards.
What's that, Jen?
It depends how many Asgard players you draw in your lot, basically.
Yeah. Ugh, don't remind me.
But for our listeners, last year Steven went to Everwinter, and all 4 rounds he played against Bill.
It was pretty cool. It wasn't even that he was in the 10; like he was on the table every single game.
That's even worse somehow.
I know. Ugh.
Now you have a pop figure to remember it by.
I sure do. He's above me right now, actually.
I just remember running into you after like round 3 or something, and you're just like you and I. You're like, that fucking Bill guy, motherfucker.
I remember getting the message, the Facebook message in the group.
But yeah, that's my shield list. It's
cool.
It's nothing super fancy. It's a Zemo Namor basic core of like double bubble rolls. And I can still fight on ease with Crimson Dynamo and Shield Line. So I still have Nick Fury Jr. Invincible Iron Man I'm thinking about taking out. I'm going to miss though because I like his Stark Armory play a lot to shoot in the midline. But I think with Namor and stuff, it doesn't really fit as well. So I think if there's room to drop somebody, it'd be Invincible Iron Man. What are your guys' thoughts? Give me feedback. Tell me things you hate about this list, and not just Namor. Stop with Namor.
What else do I hate?
I just hate that it's the exact same list you run all the time with Hulk.
Yeah, what do you mean? It's got Hulk in it, and it does have Black Widow 1 instead of Black Widow 4 or 3.
To be fair, though, Steven, like, so I've seen a lot of Shield lists recently, just like as a TO browsing lists, and they're. Nowadays, they're almost carbon copies of what you were running like 4 months ago. So, I don't think you play this list well. You've been playing it for years, with different variations. But that's at least my 2 cents. Like, I think the only problem, is Asgard. Is Hulk enough, right?
Yeah. But it's also Asgard only at 15. I feel like Asgard at a higher threat. I'm not as worried about him.
Yeah, that's true. The 15's the hard one. So Jin gave me a good idea offline about taking 16s to throw them off. So that might be something to look into. Yeah,
like maybe a Mayor Fisk or something like that instead of Sword Base.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I kind of well, actually, no. You have Hulk in the list, so yeah, you could actually play for a 16 threat then.
Yeah, that was the logic you gave me. Like with Hulk, run Mare Fisk. So It's not a bad idea. Something to explore, maybe.
Yeah, something to at least try out.
Yeah, I do actually like Invincible Iron Man. The more like I see him in like the double bubble like shield list, because he also gets unlocked skulls, and if you're have more skulls unlocked, between the two bubbles, and you also have his, Jarvis, like making more like consistent dice attacks. Like I think that makes Shield really consistent as far as like their output goes, and just having at least one model that can displace any size is really good, especially if you can't afford to take the Hulk, so like
true.
him being able to, push back a Sentinel or like, a size 4 like character, that's pretty huge, I think.
Yeah. So, and I've won so many games with Stark Armory with him because you can move, shoot range 4, automatically gain a power. Even if you don't do damage, you have 3 power to spend turn 2 for Stark Armory. And your grunts with Stark Armory, and if you have rerolls in there on them too, is just stupid. Like your grunts just start doing so much damage.
Yeah. He's part of the force multiplication like thing, right? That Shield can do right now, which makes, I don't know, I think I'm controversially going to say that I think Invincible Iron Man's more interesting than Crimson Dynamo at the moment in his Shield list.
I get that, but then Dynamo's he's the E guy. You make sure the list not die. That's what you want.
I know. He's your Russian baby. You don't want to give him up.
I know.
I understand, Steven.
He's my boy. What about you, Nick? You got any thoughts?
Do I have any thoughts? My thoughts are bring back Spider Foes.
I just played Spider Foes. I haven't played them in a long time, but no.
But no, I mean, the list works for you.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess it's true. It's also like I've been playing this list for a while, so I feel like I should just continue with the basic root of it.
Outside of the Mimi, I really hate Namor. Get rid of him. And I can't stand being eye in the sky. I can't say there's much I would change.
Hey, I will say I don't play Nick Jr. as often as I used to.
And I think you do it because you're like, Nick hates Namor. He needs to see him on the table.
You're right. I go into games and I'm like, my opponent hates this particular character.
Exactly.
I'm going to play this character.
That's how you throw people off. Play that.
That's how we do it on Alive at One. Alive on One.
Alive at One.
Tune in at 1.
At 1 for Alive with 1. Alive on Dead. I like that one the best. Anyways, cool. Yeah, I mean, the one thing too here that you have that's interesting to talk about, I think, maybe you and Jian, because I don't have too much input, but I know you guys have talked about this offline. So like adding the mummy and like why and like how and
Yeah, it'd be drop Invincible Iron Man for the mummy just because he's a durable 3 threat. I feel like I have an easier time fitting 3s in the list than I do 4s, especially with my Namor being 6 threat because of Time Gem. I don't know, like he just punches well and hard. But I feel like Invincible Iron Man, actually, now that Jen's talking about like displacement and stuff, or even Bucky 1 with his Hydra tactics, probably just brings a little bit more than a really durable 3. Are you still as big with him, Jen, as I used to be?
I momentarily had a brain fart. Please remind me the 3 threat model we were talking about.
We're talking about the mummy, the new mummy.
The mummy? Yeah, no, mummy's good, but like I think so he doubles down in the shield plan, right? So it's a gun line like plan that you're already sort of good at. So it depends if you want to double down on the plan or have a splash that is more versatile in case you get into a new situation. Yeah. But I do like him. Like if you have like 3 slots to splash with, like he's great, right? Because he's just going to get a ton of soul tokens in a shield list. If the grunts dying and your enemy's dying and your own guy is dying for that matter. Yeah. You're going to be throwing out these like haymaker, mystic attacks, like all day.
Yeah. I just think he's hard to fit in, unfortunately, which is a bummer.
Yeah. I think the two of us were really hyped on Mummy, like as just a solid good model, but it is getting harder to splash him if he's not affiliated. Like that's what I'm trying to, get around, but that's the problem I'm running up to as well.
Yeah. And I brought in Black Widow 1 to help with that because she is a shield affiliated 2 threat. But man, do I miss Bullseye. I miss that guaranteed 1 damage. It's really nice sometimes.
I will say that sometimes it's pretty funny that Black Widow can just be weirdly durable, especially with the reroll between the martial artist and the stealth and whatnot. I have one local that really enjoys just throwing his Black Widow right into Thor and just being like, you can't pounce into me. You have to just deal with this person first,
She's the roadblock. That's a cool idea.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, your mileage may vary on that, but he was very entertained by like doing that all the time to our local Asgardians.
Yeah. I want to play her more because I do feel like I just don't have reps with her, so I don't really know exactly what she does. I like one of the last games I played, I really enjoyed her long move towards the end of the game to pick up stuff. It was super nice. I wish her stagger was more reliable because that'd be really cool to have another reliable stagger with Namor. But I like her just for extra grabbing and running and stuff.
Yeah. One thing I really like doing with Black Widows, especially, is that if you deploy her in the middle at the beginning, right? So range 3 up in the middle, 2 long moves get you to either side D, actually. Yeah. So, like, you can just sort of like pick and choose like where you want her to dive, essentially,
Yeah. So I think I'm going to keep playing her and see if I just really miss out on damage or if I'm fine because I have other pieces that take up bullseye spot.
I mean, sometimes she randomly staggers people with it as a 2-threat, and that's kind of incredible.
That's true. It's a good moneymaker right there. All right. Well, I think that's enough shield. I'm going to keep playing this list. Obviously, if things change, I don't really see anything major changing. It would just be like one character here or there. I think the list is pretty locked in for the most part.
Wait, no way.
What, my list not changing? What are you talking about? I change my list all the time, buddy.
One character at a time.
Hey, that's why you're doing the right decision. I don't make these drastic changes.
No, that's true. Actually, that is like a valid point. I think when I find it, even myself, when I finally get a list kind of like down, I end up like changing 1 out or 2 out, maybe at the most. Mm-hmm. So that does make sense, but I'm just giving you shit. So cool. Do we want to break up the defenders or do we want to do them together?
Let's do them together, actually.
Yeah, I think doing them together makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Here, let's have Nick run through his first.
Yeah. Do we? Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Mine is nothing special. It's just what I've been playing the most of. So yeah, it's probably not optimized at all.
It's pretty optimized. I wouldn't give yourself that much. What
are you talking about, dude? Look at those characters.
Nick, I see 10 good characters here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I've liked the list. Abomination's the most recent change.
We'll run through your whole list.
Yeah, read the list real quick.
All right, so it's Daredevil, Luke Cage, Shang-Chi, Wong, Chosen of Bast, Baron Zemo, Dr. Voodoo, Hulk, Elektra, and then Abomination. So I have, 2 splashes in there, which is Abomination and Zemo.
Mm-hmm.
And then tactics cards, I have Mystic Ward because I think it's one of the best tactics cards in the game. I just love being able to turn off people's like home objective and stuff for a fun little point denial. Street Smarts, that's pretty good, although I haven't used it a ton. I probably need to use it more. And then Brace for Impact, Sacrifice is my restricted. I got Heroes for Hire in there just for Luke Cage to keep other squishier characters alive longer. I just realized that I have 2 restricteds in here. Fallback is not in here anymore. I know that.
Fun fact, Nick is going to play an illegal list at this tournament.
4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know what I replaced that with, but yeah, that's not in there anymore. I was playing with taking that out.
Warpath.
Probably Warpath, actually. I think you're right.
The other one I could say is that if you do run...
For when I really need Shang-Chi to like either kill somebody or get a stagger off. And then Venomized was in there just for fun with Hulk. I thought it would be kind of fun to give Hulk the ability to heal himself if he needed to.
What were you saying, Jen?
I was thinking that if I don't know, Nick, how often you plan to run Baron Zemo, but if you do intend to run Baron Zemo often, I would say that I'm a Baron After All is an incredibly silly card on that character.
Oh, yeah. Like, I could see myself dropping Venomized for that.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially because, I mean, you have so many options for that card, too.
Yeah, like, you can Venomized was just kind of in there as a fun, let's see what Hulk can kind of do with this.
Yeah, but you never really actually play it because you don't want to lose an action on
I think
Hulk.
I played it once or twice just when I'm like screwing around and not really trying.
Yeah.
Just wanted to see what's going on with stuff. But
If it's like a low scoring game, like I honestly don't see that Venomize is actually that bad of a card, especially if you're pick the right matchup. Like as long as you're not going into like Guardians or something that's like
Right.
high energy attack, it's not like silly, I think, in concept.
yeah, like I think it's got play. It's probably the weakest card I would most likely drop over
Mm-hmm.
any of the others. But and then as far as crises, these are just what have been working for me. So I've got riots, superpowered scoundrels, and demons downtown for my secures, and then my extracts are spider infected, mutant extremist, and Skrulls. And probably my favorite crisis to play on has been senators.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Yeah. I also like how very different we are with lists. You're like, this is just what I've been having fun with.
Yeah. I think the other three on this podcast are a little bit more like, I take this for X, Y, Z reason, because it's specifically a little bit more analytic, I guess.
But I gotta say, like, that's a good reason to bring stuff, right? You're like, hey, I like them. I play well on them. Cool, that's a good reason to bring them. You don't really do much else besides that.
I mean,
it's
obviously,
a great reason
Zemo,
to play trench warfare, right? Right, Nick?
Yeah, exactly. Like Zemo's in there because he's just probably the best 3 threat in the game, and he's very useful. Dr. Voodoo's kind of my demons play if we draw demons.
And I think Dr. Voodoo also makes a ton of sense because you're running like very like wide extracts actually.
Oh
too.
yeah.
So just being like, it's like, I'm just gonna have all these 2 and 3 threats, just drop everything. I think that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, I like the wide extracts, and I think I've played Abomination 3 times now, and I've felt he's actually better on the wider extracts than he was on the narrow stuff. Like he just.
Do you have a reason why?
I don't know. Maybe it was just the rolls. I mean, you were there for a couple of those games, and it felt like he did better on the lower threat level and the wider objectives.
I feel like, just to kind of think here, because obviously I played against him too.
Yeah.
He's harder to deal with if he's on like a side of a D, right?
Yeah.
If he's like by himself over there, and he's like, here's this 5 threat that has damage reduction, and he can put poison on, he can hit you really hard. And you're on top of that D, you're like, God, this is kind of annoying. Versus like an E map, if you have like, I have 8 guys that can shoot that dude, he's not going to be as impactful.
Right. Yeah. And he's only 7 health. Like,
yeah,
it's a lot, but it's not the most either. So,
but 7 with a damage reduction, which it takes him a little longer, especially if you're only fighting against like 3 and 4 threats.
Yeah.
So
that's average for a 5. Actually, I think I was listening to something Vince did, and he was talking about averages on health pool for different threat levels, and I think 7 is like the average 5.
Yeah,
it's
just when you put his damage reduction in there, it really
it makes him
should be like, wow, this guy lives pretty well.
I will say that Electra might be my favorite piece in this list. Like, just the ability to grab 2 extracts on turn 1 is so good with her. Like, I love it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Grunts, man. Grunts are like still some of the strongest things in this game.
Her grunts are a little bit but
they're not great, but like just being able to grab an extract right off the bat, and then depending how you have set up, just throw it at Black Panther, or maybe even throw it at I think you could throw it at Abomination, because I think they're on the same size bases.
But
I think like for let's say like a Senators, like you can absolutely one move grab it with a ninja and then ninja vanish to somebody, even on a small base. I think if you line it up correctly.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can absolutely do it. It's great.
I haven't messed with it on the smaller bases. I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
But that's like my favorite play on Senators.
On Senators, I'll typically throw mine on Shang-Chi because he can jump to the middle, and that's kind of where he wants to be.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Sometimes depends on who I'm playing against, right? But
why did you bring Abomination to this list? Was it just new model, seemed fun? He punches, he's up front, so he gets the rerolls from Daredevil. It works well, or was there an actual reason?
So a part of it was I wanted a hard punching character that was similar to Hulk, like a little bit. So Abomination can run up and just punch pretty hard, but he's also medium movement on that large base, which is nice. So he's also pretty mobile.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit was like, ooh, cool new model. So maybe where can I fit him? And I'm like, you know what? He actually probably would love Defender rerolls under Daredevil.
And then you can do that stupid thing where he's got a long throw where you can throw size 4 terrain across the map turn 1. You're like, wow, that's really freaking annoying.
Also, that was really fun when I realized I could do that turn 1 against you. I could just move up, grab that piece of terrain, and launch it.
Yeah.
He seems decent in this list. We'll see. Probably somebody smarter than me will be like, why would you ever do such a thing? But
then you come back and you said, hey, I just liked it and it worked well. And he's like, all right, cool. I can't disagree with that.
Yeah. I'm waiting for somebody to say, you need to drop Abomination for Namor. And that's when I say, no, man, I actually have pride in myself.
You should just sit them down and be like, listen, son. There's a moment in all of our lives. With great power comes great responsibility.
But he's even affiliated, which is funny for you.
I know.
Fit in so well.
I hate the character. Like the model, like the way it plays is great, but I can't stand that guy as a character.
It's fair.
But before I dropped in Abomination, this was actually Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange.
Why wasn't it ASM? That's my main question.
I had ASM at one point. I just wasn't using him. Like, I would never take him. I don't know why. Like, I just never found a reason to take him. Like, he was great, but he
one-shots Namor. He's like, should be your hero. If you've seen our RSMP battle report.
Although, like,
what are you talking about?
I like Doctor Strange a lot just because I could scalpel stuff and he could just kind of sit on a back point and shoot stuff, which was nice. But, yeah. Mm-hmm. I think you get more out of the characters that are just up in your face when you're playing with Daredevil.
Yeah, and the other thing is, Nick, like you have extracts that can oddly just bring people towards you, or they keep people from running away. So, like, I think that safe grab is not as big of a thing for you if you get your extracts. I think, so it makes sense to me.
So, what you're telling him is always pick his extracts if he wins priority.
I mean, it's not the worst idea, honestly.
I actually almost always pick my extracts if I have prio.
Nick is going to be that anti-medic kid at Everwinter, it seems like.
Probably.
I love it.
But when I pull them, I'm mostly hoping for Senators, because that's the one I'm most comfortable with.
Yeah.
So the one card I do need to ask you about is Cover Me, and how you've been using that and how you've been doing with this, because this is a mostly melee list. So, like, I would always think that Cover Me is more of a, like, if you have, like, a strong, like, range support team. But it seems like most of your guys are going to be range 2, range 3 attackers, it seems.
Honestly, I've never used it. I think I just put it in there because it's a defender's card. That could also come out for something like I'm a Baron. But
okay, all right, just checking. That's all.
Yeah, I've never actually used it in any game I've played. I think it just kind of got windmill slammed in there because it's a defender's card, right?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you apply logic to this, Jian?
I'm a pretty simple man. I take pretty much the same things every time. Like, it's very rare for me to deviate from the tactics cards I take. Like,
I mean, again, it's a good thought process of, like, that's a fine way to play. Like, if you want to do that and it's like the stuff you want to play and that's what you're going to play, so you're good at what you play, hell yeah, then do it. Like, you don't have to put all these extra thoughts into it.
I won't always bring Brace. If I see a team that's not super throw heavy, I might not bring Brace. I'll switch something else in. But for the most part, it's almost always Mystic Ward, usually Street Smarts, because I almost always bring Luke Cage, She Mastery, because I always bring Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
And then like the last one or two will kind of flip around a little bit. But
just to clarify, you meant Heroes for Hire.
I did mean Heroes for Hire.
Yeah. Okay.
I was looking up Street Smarts. I was like, is that affiliated only to Luke?
No, I was talking about Heroes for Hire.
Yeah.
I was just going down my list and I read Street Smarts, so that's what came out. But yeah.
All right, cool.
I just wanted to clarify as a fellow listener to this podcast.
Yes,
I just want
I meant
Okay, very good.
All right, we want to talk more defenders then, and different defenders with Steven's list.
Let's do it.
Let's do
It's
it.
different. It's quite different.
All right.
Run it out, Bork.
All right. So I'm bringing roll right now. There's a couple pieces in here that I'm not sold on, but right now it's Hulk, ASM, Amazing Spider-Man, Elektra, Daredevil, Shang-Chi, Agent Venom, and then Black Panther, Chosen of Bast, and then Miles, Gwen, and then Wong. Team Tactics, Mystic Ward, Street Smarts, Chi Mastery, Pentagram of Pentagram of Farala, Sacrifice, Cleanup, Survival, Indomitable, Warpath, and Vendetta. My crises are Infinity Formula, Scoundrels, and Mayor Fisk. Extracts include Mutant Extremists, so Senators, Struggle for the Cube, and Spider Infected. Lot of 17 in this list. But, okay, how do I wrote down some things. So, like, what's the problem right now in the meta? Or, like, what am I likely to face, right? I think the biggest three issues for any list that you need to maybe have a solution to or some kind of thought put in surrounding them are Shield, Webs, and Asgard. Shield and Webs have a similar difficulty into them, which is the reroll mechanics. So, where was I going with that?
Is that why Agent Venom is in the list?
I thought I had the card in here that Cleanup. Yeah, I did bring it. So ASM, and this is actually, so despite the Namor hatred, I think that Cleanup into Webs or Cleanup into Shield is amazingly useful to give Amazing Spider-Man the ability to turn off rerolls for like a turn. So you kind of have Agent Venom running around with ASM, and I haven't actually ever used this, but, you know, theoretically, it seems pretty good. That being said, like, I took a big break from Defenders. I was running this over the summer or something like this, and then the New Mutants came out, and then it took me like 30 games to realize that I have to wait for them to be better. That being said, I was doing really well with this before I switched, and so there is a lot of thought actually behind the Secures and the Crisis, and Secures and the Extracts. And Jian has been my sounding board sometimes on this, where I just kind of talk about my list, and he just says, "Okay, yeah, have you thought about this? Okay, yeah." So I appreciate it. But really, what I'm trying to do with the Secures and Crises is put one of these three factions into a hard place, right? To make it so that whatever they pick, it's not going to be an easy game. It doesn't mean it's a win, but it does make them think. For example, I want to go with my extracts, right? It's pretty clear, given the list and given the fact that, I have Miles, he's my steal. Agent Venom's in there primarily for the Webs and Shield matchup. Then the turning off rerolls is just like crazy good against them. But those are two splashes, right? So typically speaking, you're bringing Daredevil, and then you're bringing like Shang-Chi, and then you're bringing, I don't know, Wong. I usually take Wong because he's just so good on the back line. And for a team that like really wants to push forward, Wong like holds a very special place. He's a 2 threat, so you can bring Hulk and Wong and still be at only 8. And 17, in my opinion, is kind of where they thrive. Because you get, typically speaking, on like say you pull Struggle for the Cube or something, like I want to run Daredevil, I want to run Shang-Chi, I want to run Elektra. Actually, let's use a better example. So Senators is like the Defenders mission. I just think they just do it better than most teams I've seen. That, move forward and grab with Elektra turn 1. Sometimes I'll even then take who is it that does that? Like ASM on that, and then he'll go grab a Senator on the opponent's side, depending on terrain. It just like fucks with your opponent's head, and then you have Shang-Chi kind of supporting the middle. So there is a game plan to play kind of on the extract game. But that being said, so I'm exploring Hulk. I haven't actually used him in a game yet, but the third team on here that I need to have a solution for, in my opinion, is Asgard. And I think we're all kind of figuring out what to do against Asgard.
Attention to?
Yeah, trying to at least. They're really hard. They're a hard matchup. Thor sucks. He's so obnoxious. And he just puts out so much damage. So like you've got to have potentially a stagger bot and then also someone who hits him hard or throws him out of the way or throws him into the other characters like Loki, because the 15 on that is fuck. So I took Mirror Fist because it's that whole like throwing that game plan off by forcing it to be just slightly higher of a threat level. So it's like if they see, you know, if they see my list, like an Asgard player sees my list, they're going to look at my secures and they're going to go, I don't want any of those. But then they also don't particularly want to play defenders on their like kind of home turf. So sort of no matter what you're doing, because like Scoundrels isn't, you know, I don't know, above 15 or 16 or above 15 or 18 or 19, actually, I think 15 and 19, I would say are probably Asgard's like strongest threat levels. And you can debate me on that, but that's when I've seen them at their most efficient. And it's like, cool, you can take your 15, but I'm going to get Senators. And then I'm also going to get to pick the threat level. And even though Senators is 19, I just think that wide defenders just like eats that mission up. I guess that's like a really long summary where I'm just talking to myself. So,
I mean, that's what we want to start it with. That's fine.
Thoughts and comments.
I like your thought about Agent Venom and then Cleanup. I haven't thought about Cleanup since that card was released, or I looked at it in the box with ASM and Agent Venom kind of going in to turn off rerolls for a turn. I don't know if it's worth the card, but it might be 100% if you can like go drop something really fast and have like a really big swing turn with ASM.
So, yeah, I think actually the Defenders is actually oddly one of Amazing's best homes because that guy needs is offense dice consistency. Yeah, and he does offer that because you can whip swinging like, you know, with 2 or 3 models like around him and he feels like pretty awesome, you know. And like then giving him rerolls but not giving you rerolls does make him feel like much more impactful. And he's a model that you're actually okay with him going early in the turn, which is nice. Conversely, on the flip side, the other part is that Agent Venom gets Spider Sense, which means that he gets 2 rerolls for defense rolls and dodge rolls for energy and physical attacks and collisions. So, like, I cannot tell you, like, how good 4 dice with 2 dodge rerolls is when you're taking a building to the face. Yeah. Like, with like, Ben Riley and Gwenem. Like, you're like, it's like, size rebuilding? No problem. Agent Venom's got this. He'll be fine. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's in there specifically for the kind of web shield. That's a piece that, like, so it was actually, Steven, when you used him against me, against defenders, and I have a lot of webs characters, obviously, in this list. It's kind of like a web. Well, no, it's a lot, but it's kind of like a web hybrid. That being said, like when you used him against me, I forget what characters it was, but it was just like devastating against webs.
I was shooting Miles.
Yeah. And like I know it. I don't typically like to take a piece against one faction, but to be fair now with the double shield rerolls and stuff like that, he's actually like pretty useful in a lot of the meta matchups.
And I also think just how many people are bringing Namor Zemo for the double bubble reroll. It's not just Shield that has that. So if you see that there, you're like, this might be a play to actually have.
Yeah. And I mean, I know Agent Venom and Amazing come in at 9, and then you add Daredevil, and you're already looking at 13. But that's a pretty solid 16. So, like, you take another 3 with affiliated with them. So you take someone like, I don't know, Black Panther, which I actually don't love that much, but here we are.
Yeah, you have to because he's the only affiliate 3 in that spot, my dude.
Yeah. Black Panther is like someone I'm not sold on. I liked him a lot when, like, over the summer, Nick and I were using him to basically shuffle back one of the grunts, you know, kill the grunt, give it to him. Because he throws himself, so he doesn't really care about only being able to move once. And he does kind of like want to get really up close. He does play a similar role to like Shang-Chi, like that whole like bully your opponent as sort of a distraction piece while your other pieces take the mission. And Shang-Chi just does that better, so he's on the fence. He is painted,
I think Black Panther's also good into webs because he's a mystic attacker.
Yeah, the last
Yeah.
couple games, my opponents have been running like Black Panther Chosen a Boss. Like he's been a terror into my webs, actually.
Yeah, you mentioned getting tabled, so maybe I keep him for that reason.
I have mentioned that a few times in some private chats and public chats as well. It's that was rough bronies.
You mentioned it on our standoff episode on the podcast.
I did, and then it happened again off the podcast as well. Another time, it was like, oh boy, this is and partially it was actually due to Black Panther Chosen a Boss again. Like,
well, maybe I'll keep him.
my man slaps. I don't know. T'Challa
He
slaps.
does slap, yeah.
No matter what form he takes, he's a good offense piece.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the kind of idea here, So I said that like a New Hampshire person. I am from New Hampshire, but it only slips sometimes. So, I mean, I love displacement, right? That's kind of how I play. I mean, you can watch the RSMP battle report. This list kind of like just fits me, and I guess to like contrast it with New Mutants, I remember telling you this, Steven. I was like, when I play defenders, every piece has like a purpose, and they do what I need them to in those situations. It doesn't mean I win every game, but it does mean I'm in a better place to win every game. Which is kind of, they're efficient. They're hyper efficient. And when you add Miles in there and then Gwen, now you're talking on Scoundrels, being able to displace, pull them off the objective, pull big models out of position. She's probably a piece I'd consider bringing against Asgard, especially. Kind of a sacrificial spider, if you will. but I've done that into some of the bigger models in the past. Like over the summer, who the hell was it? That was we saw all the time. Oh, well, Immortal Hulk, because we had a local player running him all the time. And I was always like, yeah, I'll just bring fucking Gwen. She runs to the back and pulls him away, gets smacked, does it again, and then dies. But she, Hulk, then those big pieces, you got 2 turns where they're not like fucking you up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I got 2 questions. First question. Where's heavy firepower?
Oh, well, that's more of a joke. This is this is a really sweaty list, and also you don't bring heavy firepower without Taskmaster. So where's your heavy firepower?
And then second question: do you have any interest in changing your tactics a little bit to put in web stuff, or is that just like, nah, I don't want to do that?
No, I don't need to go double. Those I'm defenders. Like I run defenders all the time because the attrition, the leadership's just so good.
Yeah.
And like ASM gets better with it, Hulk gets better with it, Elektra gets phenomenal with it. Shang-Chi is really fucking good with those rerolls too. So it's just like most of the list just benefits. And Spider, Miles and Gwen are more there for displacement and stealing, realistically. So
gotcha. That's fair. That was just a question.
Yeah. Plus Pentagram of Farala. Like I know Nick a long time ago in our old Defenders episode, we talked about it and maybe not including it. I don't know. It's really good.
That's portals, right?
Yeah. It's a range 5 portal. And so I just started getting my reps in. Next week is when I kind of like hit home running. I'll have more to say about this list. But that one is a great late game runaway with Daredevil piece because he's the L move. So if your opponent, like Jian, we played a TTS game and I did that where I just portaled away and you didn't really have the movement to catch a Daredevil on an L move from the range 5 portal because you were just slightly too far away.
Right, yeah. So I had to resort to killing everybody else in the process.
Yes.
But I will say that I don't know. It seems like some folks in the West Coast they're doing a hit and run style with pentagrams, which I was about to ask like how you're planning to use pentagrams. So some people are very
yet.
Oh, okay. Well, so the idea in theory is that you can use pentagrams as a very like proactive offensive piece. So, for instance, like what you could do, for instance, is you can pentagrams, like, so round 2, set up pentagrams, Age of Venom goes through the portal, right? Now he's within range 2 of people, blam, bam, blam, with the rerolls, and then he web swings out of there, like to out of engagement.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that a lot. Also, you could do that with ASM, which is great. That'd be great into like into webs or shield when you're in that kind of, with shield sometimes, especially the gun line, you're kind of playing unless you have a solution for it, you're kind of playing their game, the long range, because they're going to hold back, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's a good solution. Be like, okay, you're going to stand there, then I'm going to send these 2 characters and hit everybody with like 3 rerolls, because they kind of castle.
Right. But do keep in mind that your opponent is able to use your portals as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I know that. That's the downside of it, which is kind of why I'm slightly hesitant to use it. But maybe if you're trying to like take a point, scoundrels might be good to do that. If you're trying to take a point on one of the edges or one of the, I don't even know how to describe that right now, but the 4 outside ones, if you're going between those, you could use that, hit the character, take them off the objective, and then maybe you like clear out one side of the board for a turn. So that's what I like. I mean, to be honest, one of the biggest reasons defenders are amazing and why I'm switching back to them is because their tool set is just so great. Like the team tactics cards are amazing, the affiliated ones. I even forgot to talk about Street Smarts. There's some missions in here that purposely push people, and I took Street Smarts because I asked Jian this, so this is Jian approved. You can choose to play that, so you can take the damage from the mission and not get pushed because the order works out that way. So there's actually 3 or 4 in here or 3, I think, in this list that push you. So that was another kind of tech piece mission playing. Your opponent won't have anything like that, so you can easily displace their characters, whereas like you can, at least for a turn, be like, okay, I'm in a really good spot here. I'm going to use this card. And you still get to roll and see what your result is, so you may not even take the damage.
Yeah, there's very few things that stop the bad parts of Spider Infected. And this is one of the teams that can actually stop it for a round.
Yeah, it's great. When I remember reading the card and be like, wait a minute, I have an idea. And when I get ideas, I have to check with someone to make sure they're legal, because usually they aren't. So it worked out this one time. But yeah, so that's kind of the defenders list. I'm really excited to run it. I think it'll do. So like if we could put this side by side my New Mutants list, this is like 10 times better. So
yeah, and like what you're saying, you feels like it fits you better too, because you have more tools to use instead of just being like, all right, I have Sunspot and Magic.
Yeah,
Magic
I can
died.
teleport.
Yeah.
Yeah, that team, to be fair, that team just needs some love.
It just needs more characters.
Yeah. It needs more characters that like play into the leadership, like synchronize with it. Like this one, like defenders, here's a great example. A list where a leadership, like a lot of these characters have like range 2 or 3 attacks, right?
Yeah, they want to be up close.
Yeah, so that's a leadership that has characters in affiliation that support the way the leadership plays. New Mutants are not like that, unfortunately.
Maybe also we need a 5-threat Magic, but that's a wish list.
4 one day.
I want a 4-threat one first, to be honest, but
I want an 8-threat Magic.
An 8-threat.
Give me Dormammu with Magic.
She just get a giant boob job or something. Whoa!
No, it's even smaller. Actually, it's the smallest model yet. But
she's just so tiny. She's like the Ant-Man model. 8-threat Magic. Yeah, she could be like Thanos, where she just like moves shit around and be kind of cool. But
yeah.
Anyways, Magic aside, I
got one last question.
Oh, okay.
For Nick, actually, about do you see anything in the differences between the 2 lists that you want to try, or you want to play differently with, or are you like, hey, no, I like the things I play? God,
Nick?
He's still there.
Nick is muted.
All right, Nick's gone.
Okay.
He's dead.
Did he just run to the bathroom when we were talking about the same faction that we play?
No, I just forgot to unmic myself is what I did. Unmute myself. No, I don't think I would change it to be more like Borks. I like what I've done. I don't really want to splash in a lot of the spiders. Like, if I was going to splash in spiders, I think I would just play Web Warriors. Honestly.
Well, those are heated words, motherfucker. I'll fight you.
It works for you. It's just not what I want to do with them.
Yeah.
Well, how about also webs? Oh, damn it. I had such a good segue. I was like, how about speaking of webs? Let's go talk about Jin's list.
I was going to say real quickly, too, is that Nick and I did start with very similar lists and moved away from each other. So
they've changed they went two different directions for sure.
I think it's pretty cool that you can do that in this game.
I would say that Stephen Borks is more spider infected.
Yes. It's inspired by Spider-Man 2, brought to you by PlayStation 4, or 5. Shit. Speaking of Spider-Man 2, there you go, Steven. I stole it from you.
All right. We're jumping into webs now with Jen, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Jen, take us away.
Yeah. Sure. So this list is very similar to the one I brought the standoff, but we try to learn some lessons from there. So the list is as follows. It's Web Warriors affiliated with a small shield splash for specific situations. So the baseline, it's going to be Miles Morales, Black Cat, Ghost Spider, Spectacular Spider-Man, and Agent Venom. So there's 5 affiliated models. And then the splashes are varied, but they're going to be Namor the Submariner, Shang-Chi, Baron Zemo 1, Wong, and Toad. Okay. So what this does is that it allows me to have a shield core that it can do at low-level threats. So it's like I can do Namor, Spectacular Spider-Man, Agent Venom as for 12 threats, and then I can put in Baron Zemo in, and I can get like a double bubble, like going. And then also we have the ability with 2/2 threats to go 6 wide at 16 with the 4 affiliated Spider 3 threats, and then the Wog and Toad splashes. So that's sort of like I can play sort of those two like kind of like builds, and then we could sort of like figure it out anything in the middle that we need. So to follow that, the tactics cards are not too surprising. We have All Webbed Up. It's the Nova card that all Web Warrior players should use. Maze Wheat Cakes for any sort of like mirror matches, or if they have a Lost Lows, if they have an Iceman or something in the list. Spider Trackers is great. It can get you out of a range 2 charge a lot of times. That's my main use for it. Cannon Spider, if you want to do a safe grab midline without using Namor. You have Brace for Impact and Fallback, just to sort of protect yourself for different things. Fallback is great when you need to just try to get out of a rapid fire thing, or if you can try to save yourself from an asset being picked up by traveling too far away from them. I'm a Baron after all, because Baron Zemo is an absurd character, and they somehow gave him an absurd card for some reason. Jesus, AMG, I don't know why you did this, but you did it. The Invaders, because what's one leadership that unlocks skulls? Well, we can have 2 leaderships can unlock skulls. We have Battlefield Medicine, because typically if I'm taking Namor, it's going to be a throwdown fight. So we want the Battlefield Medicine is to especially remove a stagger or slow from Namor, which are usually been his big Achilles heels. We also brought in Chi Mastery. This was survival for a while, but like I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a hard time using survival well at the moment. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like it's I find that usually my characters, I don't have enough power, surplus power basically to warrant the use of survival. So at this point, I'm just focusing more on character cards that like, it's like, okay, well, I'm taking Shang-Chi, which means I have a good reason to take Chi Mastery, and it's easier to sort of like compartmentalize my brain, like when I'm doing the list building, like mid-match for that.
Yeah.
So crisis wise, I don't know if there's anyone's first hearing of Web Warriors. Like, I would say that for the most part, the Securus Web Warriors are pretty universally agreed at this point. It's going to be Superpower Scoundrels, Riot Sparks Extremis, and Cosmic Invasion Black Order Descends. So 2 D-shaped maps and 1 F-shaped map. And they excel very well at this because they usually can go pretty wide, and they usually have enough activation advantage so they can like pull someone off or throw someone off like after they activate. So that's why they're really good at wide sectors. Extracts is mostly been dictated by Namor being in the list. So we have Struggle for the Cube. It's an asset by F-shape, and then we have Paranoia of Humbles Populace, the K-shape, so the 4 ones across with they're worth a bunch of points. And then the last one used to be Hammers, but we realized that Hammers accelerated the attrition game too fast, and I'm not good at punching people, but other people are better at it than I do, and when I get my hammer, it's a bad time. So we decided to go with Scrawls instead, Infiltrate World Leadership, so that it's a much more fair, even-keeled game, basically. So,
I feel that a lot on the inside of Hammers being like, I feel like other people play it better than me. And I just get punished by it.
As a person that used to play Shield, I feel you, man. That it's rough. So yeah, so that's the list as it stands. So we're going to hope that like the game. Usually, I'm going to try to score 4 points every turn, every round that is, and then hopefully I win by turn 4. That's the goal at least. Usually, if the game goes after turn 4, I feel like I'm in a lot of trouble for the most part.
I like that mindset just for like playing in general, honestly, like where I'm going to score 4 points a turn. And like, that's where your kind of mindset is. And sometimes it's really nice to kind of like bring you back down to reality sometimes when you think about game matchups where it's like, oh, I can just score what I can score and kind of go from there.
Yeah. I also have to keep that discipline because sometimes like if I don't keep that in mind, I overextend myself too, Stephen.
Yeah.
So I've had games where like Namor is like, he's good. Like he's got 2 cubes. Like, I'm good. I just don't need to do anything stupid with them. So then I immediately charge him into Shang-Chi, and then he dies. And I'm like, oh, I really want the 5th point, but I didn't need that 5th point for some reason. Like, why did I do that? You know? So it was just like taking risks when you didn't need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was a concept in like competitive 40K on the 5 objective missions where it's like you just play a defensive triangle. So like you secure 2 of the objectives and then you threaten the middle. It's a similar concept. So it's like I hold my home secure, I pick up 2 extracts and challenge the middle, so to speak. I know it's different in MCP, but
yeah,
that's the same kind of concept. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good way to think, I think. It also keeps you on track to know when you have to make riskier plays, right? So like say you're down to 3 one turn because you charge Namor like a moron. And then, so you're like, okay, I have to like have a swing turn here. Or I'm fucked. So it gives you a good like benchmark turn over turn.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. And that's sort of like I've gotten punched in the face several times to sort of learn that lesson. So we'll see if we maintain discipline to actually do that during the tournament.
Well, also, you know, sometimes some of these newer characters like punch you in the face when you're like, fuck, I didn't know they can move that fast. Like you don't have enough reps against them. Like Werewolf by Night kind of took me, you know, in Midnight Suns took me a little bit by surprise in my first game against him. I was like, Jesus, he's actually pretty fucking fast, you know?
Yeah. Bomb changes things so drastically, like in like your movement calculation. Like it's like, oh, visually, like he'll be fine. And then like this medium base movie bumps space one's like, oh no, this is very bad.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah. Any thoughts or questions about the list, guys?
To walk our listeners through why you run Shield, because that was interesting to me. Because you do it for a specific reason.
Yes. So I think this list is generally very good when the map is like wide and you can spread out, but when it's a concentrated like sort of gunline situation, especially if it's like an E map or like Deadly Meteors, that sort of stuff, like I wanted to have an option to go into it. So I figured I already have 2 shield pieces and Namor also is my 5 threat of choice, so that brings up 3 shield pieces. So I started to think like, it's like, well, what kind of makes sense for that? And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, at a 15, I can play a very offensively based list using Agent Venom. And because Agent Venom, I started with the idea that it's like, I really want Agent Venom to just hit better, you know, because like there's going to be like down the middle fights that I want him to actually be able to like more consistently actually deal damage. So it was like, I could take Iron Man, but like really what it came down to was like, well, if we're doing invaders as the leadership, you know, you can get the range to like, you know, unlock skulls. So like, why not just have a second aura in there? So Zemo became like the easiest choice. Strucker, I thought about for a second, but I think ultimately the mobility for Zemo and the consistency of damage just like wins out at the end. And also he can, like Zemo is so good at being able to yo-yo in and out of situations. Same with Namor. Like I really don't double tap with Namor very often. These is usually just Imperious Rex, go in and then just get him back to safety and be a force multiplier. Same thing with Zemo. I think I would charge him in, do something, and then he would just come back. And that will give Agent Venom 2 rerolls while unlocking skulls to try to like hit you with things while they can't benefit from like a Loki reroll, their shield rerolls, or their Spider-Man rerolls. So like that's what it came down to. And I think it makes a lot of sense. I played against John's Asgard list like when I was up there doing some practice games with the guys, and like it turned out pretty good in that game at least, you know. So
yeah, that makes
see
sense.
how it goes.
Yeah, I like that. It's also different. Like I don't know, a lot of webs lists can look the same, you know, as you mentioned with the secures and whatnot. So it's very cool.
Yeah, the flexes is where like the web players can really like differentiate themselves. Usually, I think you'll see these 4 web warrior 3 threats. People may or may not take Moon Knight, and then they have it's very open like what the 4s they do. All the 4s could be splashes. Some of them could be Spider Woman, Agent Venom, or
Medusa. I see a lot too occasionally.
Medusa's very good. Yep. Shang-Chi in this list makes, it's just an easy one at the moment because like he deals mystic damage, which I just don't have access to. And he does it very well. And he also can benefit from, if we were to play, let's say 16 threat and I wanted to run invaders, like instead of Zemo, I could run Shang-Chi instead. And I don't feel too bad about that one either.
No, that's a great swap out. Shang-Chi's an excellent piece, like excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. And so how do you play? What do you think you're going to run into like in this event? And like, what are you bringing specifically kind of like, well, Asgard obviously, but, you know what I mean? Do you have any more thoughts on kind of like the meta of the event and like all that stuff?
Sure. So I think I'm still going to have a lot of trouble versus like, Midnight Suns. And unfortunately I think that they're just very in vogue right now. So Shang-Chi is partially for that because, he can take blade hits and stuff like that. Like, okay. But he still doesn't deal with like Immortal Hulks or anything particularly well. I'm going to have to hope to like stagger like large models.
Yeah.
Namor's there for any DR models. He's also good against X-Men models as well. So because he ignores the Xavier's Dream and also Odin's Blessing, like, so all those cards. Against other web warriors, I'm going to hope that Agent Venom being there helps me like get to where I need to be, but also I can also go potentially wider than them if they don't bring two threats. So it's 16 because we have 2 16 threat crises. So if they can't go 6 wide, I feel much better about that. And like, this is for your list too, Stephen Bork. The Toad Ghost Spider combo, not Toad, I'm sorry, the Wong Ghost Spider combo is very good because like giving her an extra power and she can just long move to any secure she wants and be like, I'm going to win this point now.
That's excellent. Especially on Scoundrels.
Yeah.
It's a really solid move. Yeah.
Good on D's too, because like I said, we talked about 2 long moves gets you to either side D, right? So you can give her a power and then she walks to either point and be like, it's mine now,
Absolutely. Cool. That's really cool. But you're also, we should talk about this too, because it's another interesting list. So you're exploring running Wakanda here too. You don't have to run through your list, but just like kind of run through why, I guess,
Oh, so the answer I don't have a great answer for right now is Midnight Suns, especially with the recent monster release boxes and, just strong mystic attack based armies as a whole. So I was thinking that like Wakanda might be pretty good into that because like their baseline stats aren't too bad. And they have a ton of pushes and access to very reliable energy attacks, and I think that's a thing that can really stop Blade and Mummy, for instance, as well as some other models that might be weak to energy. I'm trying to explore if there's any splash I need to put in there as far as like if I need a Mystic, someone like Psylocke or something like that, or but M'Baku himself is interesting because like he's a interesting multi effect like action attacks. Like he has a builder that like pushes size any, which is kind of incredible on a 4 threat. He's immune to stun, which he also is good against in Mayor Fisk, which is a secure that I struggle with. And also intrusions continues to be like the bane of my existence. Even with my current like shield splash, I don't know if I actually have a great answer for intrusions at the moment, So
that makes sense.
It's basically me just exploring a list that literally just answers all the things I currently hate playing into as web warriors. So I just want to see what that perspective looks like and see if we want to change with anything at the moment.
That makes sense. How long have you been playing web warriors? Just like a random side note.
They're the first faction I started with, and I played them most consistently outside of the shield splash when Malekith was like at the top of his tower.
Yeah.
Yeah. So since 2021 and until now, I think web warriors have been like my most consistently played like list.
Oh wow, cool. That's really cool. I actually started the game right after the first Malekith nerf, so only about a year and a half ago. So I didn't get to see him in his prime. But I did see him when he was still very decent. But that's a totally different subject.
Yep. No. At that time, like Webs was pretty down because like the attrition was just like so fast. So
Yeah.
I think we're kind of in a similar environment now. Like Web Warriors arguably are one of the best factions, but if not the best. But I think the Asgard Boogeyman and actually the Midnight Suns like Boogeyman at this point, they're starting to catch up and have a lot of counterplay in a lot of their plans. So, I think it's not a bad time, I think, as far as like a rock, paper, scissors like options that are currently in the meta, if you want to say that.
Yeah, absolutely. Any kind of closing thoughts, I guess, about your list and overall? Nick, you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Nick's like, I hate Webs.
I mean, also valid, Nick. I get that.
Yeah, they are frustrating to play against. I will say that. Like every time, even though I use a lot of Webs characters, it still kind of can surprise you. If you haven't played them in like 10 reps or something, and you run into them again, and you're like, God damn it, Webs.
Yeah, they're not easy to play against.
Yeah, well, they just play the game very differently. But I think so. A while back, we had, in fact, I think it's actually our most listened to faction focus when Matt Alex was on talking about Webs. And I mean, I don't know, he may have oversimplified it, but he's like, once you kind of know what they do, you can play against them better. So it's almost a matter of like understanding all of the rules that the characters have, and they all have a lot of rules. So a lot of people, it can get like a little overwhelming because if you like look at the text on the character cards, they're long cards. They have lots of special rules. So
yeah. It's just being familiar with the rules and like, their opportunities for displacement. But also, I would say just like my North Star is like trying to get 4 points around for them. I would say that if you're playing against Web Warriors and you're having a hard time against them, one of the things I would always ask you is like, especially if we just played, it's like, do you think every mile was where they need to be to sort of like stop my plan? So if someone is accelerating away with the points, you need to, instead of like keeping up with the points, maybe consider trying to slow down the points more so than scoring your own points, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you could go to like a side D and score points, but if that's a very important model, like, a Bill or somebody like, that needed to begin the fight to do something, right? It would have been better served if that person was just in position to affect the board state rather than just scoring points, right? At the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah. And that's a hard line to toe, to be honest. To know exactly when to do that as well. What turn. I mean, if your Webs player is at 12 points, like your plan by turn 3, and you're at like, I don't know, 6, you got to make some moves, I think. But, yeah, cool. So, Steven had to jump off. Something happened with his cat.
Always the cats.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a really long and beefy episode. I like it. Lots of good stuff. So any kind of like closing thoughts from either of you? I know I'll close out for Steven Maddox. He just says that he loves S.H.I.E.L.D. He's not changing his list and he's going to have fun. But any closing thoughts from either of you about Everwinter in general or anything like that? Anything you want to say?
Excited. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's like one of my first like actual bigger tournaments I'll go to, so that should be fun. Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm so excited too because like year over year, the MCP community at Everwinter, like Brian, probably we should, also close out and say thank you so much, Brian. He's really grown this event pretty much single-handedly, and it's, now become like a 50-person event in the Northeast. Like I would have never imagined that when I started playing. I was like, 10 people was great at that time. So it's really, really cool. So thank you so much, Brian, for all the work that you do, honestly, with this game. And I know he listens to this, so.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks, Dad. So I guess without further ado, we'll sign off. So I'm not sure what our episode schedule is, and as kind of a running joke, we always say what's coming next, and then it never ends up being exactly that. So
we won't bother.
Yeah, this time we'll just say there will be episodes. We're not sure where they're going, but Christmas is coming up. Nick, at least I'm not sure about Nick's schedule, but I know I finally have a break for a while, so. We might get a backlog going even, which would be great. So there'll be some different topics. We're all excited about Trench Crusade. We even made a little channel for it in our Discord. Our Discord's growing. It grows with every TTS tournament too, kind of like exponentially almost. So come join our Discord. There's some great conversations going on there. Everyone in there is like very respectful. Great community so far. And we really appreciate it. So follow the link below, join that. I know, it's not, it is just another Discord, but at the same time, we have been hosting these TTS tournaments. So we're really trying to engage with our listeners through that too. You can follow our Instagram, which Nick never updates at Alive on One.
It's true. I'm so bad with that, especially the last couple of months. But
the worst part is you're like learning, you're in a marketing class, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah, but that it's so bad. It shouldn't even be a class. It's bad.
Yeah. Well, you can follow us there. Our Discord, you can email us at aliveon1@gmail.com. We'll see everyone, all the locals who listen to this, we'll see you at Everwinter. Please leave a review on Apple and Spotify. There was one more thing I'm missing too. Oh, we have a Patreon. Don't worry about it if you want to join. At this point, I'm just like, whatever. If you want to join, be our guest. But anyways, you can support us. I will say though, so my brother, recently, he has another weird hobby. He does like competitive pinball, and he has like a club that just ordered some really high quality sweatshirts, hoodies. So I got the information from him. So we are thinking the kind of next round, or at least I'm thinking the next round of ordering, we might grab some sweatshirts. Everyone loves sweatshirts. In the right sizes this time. Apologies to those who have t-shirts and they were the wrong sizes. We didn't realize they were made that small.
Yeah, they're a little small. Like,
yeah, they're pretty small. I had to go like 2 sizes.
Don't shrink them.
They don't shrink in the wash, though, luckily. So
okay, good. They're pre-shrunk.
Yeah.
They're pre-shrunk, yes.
Yeah. And right now we're trying to, all the people we have on, like Jian, Josh from RSMP, others, we're really trying to get them some swag too. But if you place an order on our Patreon, that would go a long way to getting like numbers and also kind of like coming into the cost of like bulk ordering things. We don't make any money off this. So we just want to get like our name out there, and like our logo is pretty cool. So you can like, have that tattooed on you kind of until you take the t-shirt off. That's one way to look at tattoos. But anyways, yeah, so that's also a great way to support us and kind of get our name out there too. Anyways, though.
Did you mention the affiliate? Did I just miss you saying that?
Yeah. Nope, about to do that. So Huge Miniatures, we are affiliated with them. You can follow the link below to get some cool modeling supplies, paints, pretty much everything hobby related. Yeah, so check that out. And then thank you as always so much. I'm so happy we had 4 people on today. It was crazy. So you probably have that. That'll probably happen more often for like a month, and then we'll start disappearing again. But at least for now, enjoy the ride. And real quickly, I just want to thank you so much for coming on, Jian. Is there anything you want to plug to personally? Stuff upcoming, your teams, things like that?
So no specific videos to plug specifically, but you can find me if you would like to find more of me to speaking to you in a sultry, lovely voice under RSMP Tabletop on YouTube. Josh is in the process of still restructuring the studio, and we'll hopefully get some new videos up soon. So we'll hopefully be back to our regular Wednesday upload schedule. I think for now he's just doing some vignettes to keep us over until then. But look forward to more good content coming in 2025 for Remote Crisis Protocol. Maybe some other projects.
Yeah.
To sort of spice
we've
things
talked
up.
about doing a team versus team tournament like with some live streams there or battle reports.
Yeah, I think that's one of the goals. So we'll hopefully get the logistics worked out and we can make it happen. We would love for that to happen, but more to come when we have some more information.
Yeah.
You also may find my teammates at Portcore Protocol. They're doing some semi-regular episodes. Mike Whalen right now is doing a bunch of variant podcasts, talking with several specialists about different affiliations. You can find them under Gamestore Guardians on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any other normal podcast venues that you may find your podcasts. But yeah, and occasionally I will guest star in one of those as well if they need a rotating support member. But yeah, no, they're a great bunch of guys. I love playing with them, so you should definitely check them out as well. Thank you again, Stephen and Nick and Stephen for having me on. It's always a pleasure.
The other Stephen. I was like, why'd you say my name twice? Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on. It's always great to talk to you, and you're technically closer to us than you might be to your teammates. So I guess that's something.
That's true. Yes, I don't know. I'm in this weird like limbo state between like all these different communities. So
you're the ambassador between them. That's a good thing. So
that's true, I guess.
The only good thing, not good thing about Jian is he lives in Connecticut, but we don't judge him for that.
Womp womp womp.
Oh, we discussed that Connecticut doesn't exactly exist.
Yeah, no, not really. It's just a parking lot.
It's that transit state between the metropolitan areas of the Northeast.
With some trees scattered throughout.
Trees. Yeah. The world, they see WWE's here somewhere, I think.
Oh, yeah. I almost actually, this is a totally different story, but I almost actually work for them.
Well, that will maybe be explored in a future episode of a live.
Yeah, probably not, but it's not that long of a story. But anyway, so thanks again so much, and Godspeed, Venom. Good night.